that got her in trouble, and they ran her out of the Army.
Good morning and welcome to Today in L.A. My name is Mike Amos. His name is Bill Rice Jr. And as we start a Thursday, and the night before, Troy upsets Coastal Carolina in football.
It's the morning before.
The morning before. What did I say? The night before?
Night before. It's the night before Christmas.
The night.
In the house.
That's right.
Not a creature was stirring.
Not even a chandelier.
Which is a rooster.
Is that what it is?
Steve told us he researched it.
Yeah, exactly.
Some kind of crazy rooster.
I'll tell you this, it's going to be a great football game, and I hope Troy does its part, and I think they will. Of course, it's a big game in the Sun Belt Conference, and the Sun Belt Conference is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Already 2 guaranteed wins we've already seen is Southern Mississippi and your favorite team, Amos.
Well, Old Dominion and James Madison.
I don't know if
James Madison will come in 2 years. They're moving up from 1AA.
Yeah, and I was wondering.
But they could probably be in it in basketball already, I would think.
Do you feel like they'll go ahead and sign the papers already and be a member of the Sun Belt? And of course,
this is good news for the Sun Belt and Troy. If you got a strong conference, that helps everything, doesn't it?
Exactly.
I mean, it helps ticket sales, TV contracts. Your fans feel pride, and it's good to be interested in the teams in your conference and feel kind of like a family, and that you share a lot in common. And the Sun Belt has pulled that off.
Yeah, and it's also the eve of the big game. The Charles Henderson High School Trojans of Troy travel to Bradley. Go away, Bradley. Please don't show up, bad Bradley.
Don't embarrass our Trojans.
No, we're going to send a real good young team to Bradley. Friday night is Charles Henderson and Bradley. 1A against a 5A, and it should be a good game. Of course, Bradley's number 1 in 1A, and of course Charles Henderson coming off 2 pretty good outings in the last 3 games. What do you think, Rice?
Yeah, they've got 2 of their last 3, and if you count the Jamboree, they won 3 games this year.
Yeah, I've always counted the Jamboree. Yeah, to me, it was a real game. It was a real game to the people that played it. Of course, on a sad note, I want to mention my good friend Tick Davis. He is going to live with our Savior, Jesus Christ, in heaven. And Tick, you don't have any more pain, my friend, and you get ready for your new body that He promises us, and your new leaf on life. And of course, they said, "Oh, Ricky Tick, legend among the pines of young blood." That's where he lived. Mm-hmm. You remember that? And of course, you could write a book, no question, about the things he's done in his life, plus the things people have seen him do in his life, and they were friends of theirs. And
really?
Of course, I thought that was pretty neat. It says, "Old Ricky Tick," and that was his nickname, Davis. "Old Ricky Tick, legend among the pines of young blood, friend to more than a few between the county lines, and family fan of the whole Davis clan." His name often prefaced tall tales and plenty of laughs, but his heart for family and friends always beat true and strong and true. Ricky was born and raised right here in the heart of Pike County and on Fairview Street. I lived one more street over.
Yep.
And of course, on Fairview Street, plenty of mischief makers gathered, and nicknames were garnered. He attended Charles Henderson High School and went on to graduate from Pike Liberal Arts. Ricky loved to be a dad, and he cherished very much every weekend he was with the boys. And he called home to the family pond in all his spare time, and his he had a passion and a wonderment for that old place out in I call it Shellhorn, but they call it different people. But
Youngblood.
yeah, Youngblood from out here, Youngblood Lake, and of course Ricky trustedly black and tan and walker dogs and running deer and casting lines and reeling in the brim and dissecting and intricate lyrics of the country songs. And
that's a great obituary that captured him. I like that.
You could probably read it better than me, but of course Ricky was a familiar face and resourceful representative of Troy Cable. He worked here for many years, and it was some of his vision and that made Troy Cable what it is today. I tell you, Ricky was there for many times when Troy Cable was just beginning to really get strong, and
he was a key employee.
Yeah, you're right. He was a key employee, and everybody loved him. And we could go on and on and on about the people and his friends that he had. I don't know if anybody would call Ricky a rich man, but he was when it came to his friends. He was a very, very rich man when it came to his friends and family.
Well, I didn't know him as well as a lot of people, but the few times I was around him, I enjoyed being around him. He was, plus just a great family too. I mean, I guess he's the baby brother of the great William Davis, and then the late great Green Davis.
That's right. But I'll tell you this right now. His parents were Day Cree Davis Sr. and Ona Merle, his wonderful, wonderful mother. And of course, she lived for years on Fairview Street, and she taught me in Sunday school, and just a wonderful person. He had a great mama, just like I did. I had a great mama too. And then of course, his brothers. The late Green Davis, and of course William Davis, a dear friend of mine, and and of course one of his brothers, and you sit back and you think of the life of Tick Davis. I would say one way to look at it. I did it my way.
Yeah, that sums him up.
I did it my way. And that's
well,
what it is.
Get the Messenger yesterday online, and that's a real good obituary. I wish more people would put little anecdotes like that in there.
They're starting to do more of that and everything.
I like that instead of just you need to get the basic information, of course, but you can put a little more that describes your loved one.
I tell you what, he's proud of his son Manly and Manly Davis and Christopher Vincent Davis and grandchildren Kemper Lynn Davis and Jasper Stone, Shira, and sisters Virginia, sweet Virginia, we call it Ginger Fridlin, and brothers, of course, we mentioned earlier, William Davis, Herbie Davis, my good friend Herbie.
Yep.
And Larry Jack Davis, Larry Davis from South Florida.
God, how many Davis boys were there?
And how many dogs did he raise? And how many fish? I would love to know how many fish fries he was involved with. He lived it the way a lot of people would like to live it. He lived it every bit of the time his own way. And of course, if any of your folks are watching today, I get sort of sentimental talking about it because I was a part of a lot of these fish fries.
And everybody called him Tick, right?
They called him Tick. And I don't really know where he got the Dick Freeman, who is the guru of this whole operation here at Troy Cable. He was one of Tick's closest friends, and they.
Ticky Top is where it started, and he ended up with Tick.
Ticky Top.
Ricky Ticky Top.
Yeah, Ricky Ticky Top. That's what the
first they called him Ricky Ticky Top, then they just shortened it to Tick. But Pike County is full of people that, especially of an older generation, that you don't really even know their real name. You just know them by their nickname, and so we can add Tick to that list. Tick Davis.
Well, I tell you what,
Well, what about his brother? Green Davis? Was his real name Green?
The legendary Green Davis. Yeah.
Green Davis's real name wasn't Green.
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, Green Davis. Yeah, that was a family name.
Okay.
And owner Merrill is smiling today because Ricky is coming up the stairs, and of course, his mother was one of the more godly people I've ever known. Really, just a
Dick's mother.
You know how you see a woman and you say, well, she is something else. Mm-hmm. How about she was godly? Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what owner Merrill was, and she raised those boys the best she could.
On Fairview Avenue.
And sure did. And Ricky and of course William and Green and Larry and Ginger, wonderful people.
Well, they spanned the long age group because I know William is a year behind my dad and mom, and then Tick was just 64.
Yeah, William was on that great basketball team that Leon Hillier coached that had William Davis at one forward, Herbie Henry at the other forward. Jimmy Rose was a 6'1" center, and then they had the great Ronald Giddings and Freddie Howard. That was the starting lineup of that great Troy High School team that went on and made it to the state playoffs, and Tuscaloosa lost to.
Gerald Crow didn't play with those guys?
No, he was 1 year younger, older. He's 1 year older.
Okay.
But now Cheryl Crow was a great basketball player too. And that one team though had more chemistry than any team I've seen ever on a basketball court. They grew up as junior high kids, stayed on that same team, and like I said, Jimmy Rose was the tallest player on that team, and he was 6'1".
Well, it used to be 6'1", 6'2" was tall.
And then they ran into the great Murphy High School of Mobile in the state championships held in Tuscaloosa. They were 6'5", 6'6", 6'5". Their front was, and but we fought them and fought them and fought them, but we lost by 6 in that state championships. Go ahead.
Guten Morgen.
Good morning. You are on Today in L.A. Brought to you by Piggly Wiggly. No better place to shop for groceries than Piggly Wiggly, right here on North 39th Street and Highway 231.
Looking at some players, pictures from Instagram yesterday, some Troy players. Looks like they were had their feet in the water. I guess they're staying on the Atlantic Ocean somewhere near Myrtle Beach.
Oh, really? Do you know who they were?
Well, one of them was Gunnar Watson and Taylor Powell.
The players, yeah.
I guess they are staying somewhere on the water.
Cool.
You know, now this, I would think that Myrtle Beach would not be too far from where Gunnar was born and raised, over in Taylor County, Georgia.
I don't know where in Georgia that is.
I think it's Taylor County, I want to say. Look that up, if you will. Mike's got the ingredients of finding a few things for us this morning. Of course, Mike, we were thinking about my good buddy Ricky Tick Davis, and boy, what a life he lived. And I'll end it by saying this: he loved his Crimson Tide of Alabama. As the Alabama partisan across the way, it gives a big lift of Coach Bryant picks up Tick Davis and gives him a big old hug.
Well, he got to see a lot of championships and great games, especially his last 15 years.
You're exactly right. And,
looks like Conway, South Carolina, where the game will be played, is population 26,000. It is the county seat of Horry County, or Horry County, Robert Horry, and part of Myrtle Beach metropolitan area. So 47 degrees there. I wonder what the weather's like.
Oh, boy. Well, does it look like rain? That's what I'm concerned about. I might want it to pour down. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, you think Troy's going to try to run the ball a lot?
I think they will.
Well, that might slow down their.
Yeah,
they got a good quarterback.
Yeah, they'll try to keep it away from them.
Right now, the high today is 70, low 47.
It'll be cool.
Let me see what the weather. I mean, it says rain this morning. I don't know if that's just for this morning or it's going to rain tonight.
What time's kickoff? This is
6:30, I think.
ESPN2, Channel 24.
Oh, yeah, it looks like definitely could be rain. Could be severe thunderstorms, it looks like. You know, the weather's
Oh, boy.
Oh,
Well, of course, it's going to be on.
Partly cloudy, early becoming cloudy with periods of rain this afternoon, high around 70. Chance of rain is 90%, rainfall around a quarter of an inch.
Oh,
Then
boy.
Tonight, thunderstorms during the evening will give way to partly cloudy skies after midnight. Potential for severe thunderstorms.
Oh,
Wow,
man.
that's not good.
And you know what? The sad thing is this lightning rule. If it's lightning in the area within, I think, 15 miles, they shut it down.
yeah, you might as well finish the game at 2 in the morning. They'll shut it down for 3 hours.
I tell you, we could be in. Well, it might be a good way to beat them, though. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But they're gonna be on ESPN too.
They're a good running team though as well. I mean, the quarterback likes to run. They got really good running backs. They're well balanced.
Mike, what is your opinion of Troy the last couple of times you've seen or heard from them?
I don't really know what to think. Georgia Southern was really down. They've already fired their coach, and Texas State is down. Troy's always had Texas State numbers. Troy's only lost to Texas State one time. I think it's 12-1 all time.
And you think about a team from Texas, they love their football.
I guess I look back now and just wonder, if Watson would have come in and started against South Carolina, would that game have turned out different? Of
might
course,
have.
the Law Monroe game is always going to make you scratch your head. Troy's best performance probably on the year is still against Liberty, or shutting down Liberty's offense like they did. They'll have to have a defensive performance like that for sure. Grace McCall's a great quarterback, and Troy holds Coastal to in the 20s. They got a great chance to win, but if Coastal's in the 30s, Troy, I don't think has much of a chance.
Yeah.
Okay, good
Well,
analysis.
I've been close to Troy's practice. I hear them out there very close to where my office is at the university, and man, I hear them. They're getting at it about as hard as anybody I know, and I think they feel like they got a shot. I really do, and confidence has a lot to do with it. And
well, the third year coach, and you had a 5-7 season, 5-6, and 2 of those losses the past 2 years have been brutal losses to Coastal.
But both of them was about on the last play of the game. I know they beat us in overtime 2 years ago on the last play of the game.
Yeah, I mean, the Troy, I listened to some players in the press conference, and they said they've had this game circled all year. So I guess we'll find out what that means.
Well, then did they lose by 4 or 3 points in the last year?
I think they lost by 3 last year.
Yeah, okay. Well, I tell you, it's going to be a good game. It's televised, like I said, on Channel 24 on your Troy cable dial, and Steve will make sure you get to see it. He'll be sitting here, I guarantee you. He's always here.
Say right that LSU has so many players injured right now they can't even practice.
No, tell me about it.
I mean, I just read it on ESPN yesterday. Orgeron just stated due to the fact they have so many injuries right now during the season right now that they can't practice. They're just trying to get guys healthy for the Alabama game.
Well, that's funny. Most teams with walk-ons have 100 players. God, there's high school teams that have got 20 players in their practices.
Yeah, I know it.
Braves fell pretty easily last night to the Astros. Astros jumped up early, and the Braves couldn't get the bats going. Braves lost 7-2 to the Astros. Now that series is tied 1-1, and they'll head to Atlanta. So imagine that is a hard ticket to get in Atlanta, Georgia, for 42,000-seat stadium. I imagine you have to pay a couple $1,000 to get
Well, a friend of mine, I was telling you about these boys that got season tickets and they got World Series tickets. His girlfriend sold hers for $900, and he said she probably could have got $2,000 for it.
Wow!
But she got $900 for it. One ticket.
Man, good investment.
And so hey, she wouldn't let him have it. He wants to go. Well, he did go to the game. But she didn't let him have theirs. She cashed hers in.
How do they do that now? Because aren't the tickets digital? say you sell somebody a ticket for $900, you just email it to them?
That's way they did it to me on some Alabama tickets.
You would have to scan it, email it, or you might scan it off your phone and send it through text messaging or something. I'm not sure how it works. I will say Vegas is starting to lean towards Troy tonight as far as the line. The line was at 18.5, went as high as 19. Now it's down to 17.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, do you ever look at the money line? You know what that is?
yeah, money line is Troy plus 595, Coastal minus 934.
So you get almost 6-to-1 odds. If you think Troy is just going to win the game, forget the point spread, you could bet $15 and win 90 if Troy won the game.
Huh. I like it.
Very small number on the over-under, too. It was 51 and a half. I don't know about that.
Oh, that game's going over. That game's going over.
You look at a 28 to 24 and you're over.
Yeah, I tell you, that game's going over unless it's just a monsoon type weather.
Sounds
I
like
don't
it
know.
might be, though.
I think the weather's probably got a little something to do with it, wouldn't you think?
Mm-hmm.
The way the line jumps.
Well, that might keep a lot of people out of the stadium, too, which might mean that the home field advantage isn't as good.
Yeah.
Well,
But
Troy's got to win. Troy wins. It's a horse of a different color on this football season because you have beaten a top 25 team on the road, and there is no if you beat Coastal Carolina, Mike, there's no reason to believe you can't beat Appalachian
Oh,
State.
yeah, no question about
There's
it.
no reason to believe you can't beat Louisiana, especially since you're playing
I don't know. That's the only one. Out of the three, I think Louisiana's got the best team.
But would that if we came into that game with a chance to win the conference championship, you would have a really big crowd, really engaged in the game, and that would help us.
Yeah. Then of course.
But it all hinges on tonight's game.
I think the key is your team to play well. So if you go on the road and you lose by 10 points, 7 points, play a competitive game. I mean, I still think it lines up where Troy could beat South Alabama at home, and then maybe find a way to somehow beat either Lafayette or App State, and then you gotta win that last game against Georgia State at Georgia State. That's pretty much what the season is going to come down to.
Yeah.
But you'll have a lot. You'll have a lot.
You got to get 6 wins, but I feel like 7 wins guarantees the bowl.
You know, I'm not as much into bowls as y'all are. Some of these little obscure bowls that I mean, and now there's about 50 of them. So I mean, going to a bowl isn't really what it used to be.
Yeah, but
it's better than nothing. I agree with that. And you can just, you got some of these 507, 6 teams going to
Well,
bowl.
I totally disagree with it. If we can go to a bowl, whether we deserve it or not, I want to go to a bowl and play that extra game.
Well,
and
if we go to the
get those
Mobile
extra-
Bowl or the New Orleans Bowl,
That's right. Or Montgomery.
or the Committee Bowl would be good.
Yes, sir. And we got an inside look at a good friend of ours is at Montgomery, and I'm going to call Johnny one day soon, and I might even call him today and find out more information on.
Yeah, that Myrtle Beach Bowl's not a bad bowl game either.
Yeah, that's right. Sure isn't. And then how about the one that goes to Orlando? I would anytime you go to Orlando, I think it would be a fun bowl.
Well, it's good. Those are all good bowls. I'd rather go to a bowl than not go to a bowl.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
I mean, if Troy beats South Alabama, I mean, even if they lose tonight, they go to 4-4. But if they beat South Alabama, they'd be 5-4 with 3 chances to get to 6 wins. That's all you can ask for.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I mean, you'd ask for a chance to win the conference championship, but I mean, you could at least have a chance to get to a bowl and win 7 games.
If
Here's what I think would happen. Say Coastal blows out Troy or demoralizes Troy. That makes it much more likely that Troy loses to Louisiana and App State. They become demoralized and lose interest in the season. But conversely, if Troy pulls the upset, man, Troy all of a sudden has this burst and bolt of energy, and anything's possible. I just believe so much in momentum, and so it'll all hinge on this game.
And they would go to 5-3, which was a very even after losing to Louisiana Monroe. But you know who?
But now the Louisiana Monroe looks like not that bad of a loss.
That's right.
Liberty went in there and lost, and now who they just beat?
Beat South Alabama.
Just beat South Alabama.
South Alabama too. Yeah, South Alabama. They
Yeah.
beat by 10, pretty much blew out. So,
Yeah. Well,
crazy.
Oh, if they had beat Louisiana Monroe, they still should have beat them.
yeah.
And then if your two losses were to South Carolina and a close ones to
Oh, yeah,
South
you
Carolina,
would-
close ones to Liberty, and beating Coastal Carolina,
Yeah.
you have the makings of a really
Maybe to
special
go to
season.
New Orleans Bowl, you know.
Well,
that's what-
definitely.
Yeah.
Well, Dad now watched the Troy Monroe game. You know, Troy's driving. And they got the ball at about the 10-yard line. Throws that ball that gets deflected at the 1-yard line. The guy picks it off and goes 100 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, that's right.
Troy scores a touchdown there, and Troy has a chance to win that game. But after that, it was over.
Yeah.
14-point, one of those 14-point swing
Yeah,
plays.
you know, and throughout his career at Troy, he's hung in there with most every game. You think about it. If you look back, he hasn't been run away many times. You know, he's been competitive.
App State's won Troy out
Who
the last
now?
couple of years. App State dominated Troy the last couple of
Yeah,
years.
well, they're pretty good. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see, though. I'll be shocked after you get 2 weeks to prepare for somebody, and then App State coming off that tough loss, even though they've had an extra day to get ready for Troy. I'll be shocked if Troy came out flat tonight. I would expect they'll play their best game. But
Now Troy will get
I don't know if
extra.
their best game is good enough.
Yeah. Troy will get extra days practice after this by playing on Thursday, and after that it's no more open dates. Is that right?
I believe, I think that's it.
Of course, we got a big slate of high school games coming up, and of course, you can find out who we like in those games at the Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Trucks Picks of the Week, brought to you by Premier Dodge Ram Jeep and beautiful Ram trucks. We'll be back in just a moment.
Get ready to save, used car buyers. It's the one and only Repo Joe sale. Premier's inventory is packed with trade-ins, auction purchases, lease terminations, and of course, repos. All you pay is $27 down, some are just $89 a month. The Repo Joe sale at Premier Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Welcome to ESPN College Football.
This is going to be wild. Run it.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
You'll have nothing but fun at the National Peanut Festival, November 5th through the 14th. See clowns, magicians, the tourist circus, along with amazing midway rides. For you animal lovers, we have racing pigs, the Sea Lion Splash Show, and livestock exhibits. Don't miss our concerts, including Randy Houser, Gabby Barrett, and Parmalee. All brought to you by these great sponsors. Visit nationalpeanutfestival.com for details.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Thursday through Saturday, it's the Repo Joe sale at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. All you pay is $27 down and make the payments on the windshield. Bring your trade. We'll give you top dollar. Visit RepoJoe.com to find your bargain. The Repo Joe sale at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Well, we're back on there.
Back to our show, and of course, Mike Amos is calling in from Grayton Beach. Mike, how's the weather down there?
I mean, it was real pretty yesterday, but it had some rain overnight and real windy right now. I'm looking at my flag out in the yard. It's blowing like crazy, but it's supposed to be cold starting to later tonight. I think it's going to be in the 50s this weekend down here.
Well, do you still have that, what they call the red tide, or what do they call it?
Red tide wasn't bad yesterday. I went to your condo and went out on the balcony, and it didn't seem that bad down in Panama City Beach either. So
Yeah.
maybe it's getting better. With the the rain we had last night, the cold weather coming through, red tide should go away.
Yeah, well, good.
I went to a fun event last night, the Haunted Hill Halloween trick-or-treating extravaganza at the sorority houses. First time I've ever been, Mike.
Yeah. Your kids have a good time?
Oh, they had a blast, and there was every kid in Troy, it seemed like, was there, and the
I went through
sororities
the
and
traffic.
fraternities do a great job of having games, and you get candy when you win your prize in the game. And then we didn't even know it, but the softball team also had the same thing set up in
I was
their
wondering about
softball
that.
stadium
I saw
across
that.
the street.
Boy,
So
y'all had a
there
lot
were
to do.
1,000 people there easily, and they were all the kids were dressed up, and I saw some adorable costumes. The sorority girls and students were dressed up, a lot of them.
I say only in Troy, Alabama. Can
So
you
this is
do
a
that?
great tradition, which I saw someone from the university, and she told me that it started in 1986 at Pace Hall.
Yep.
So good job, everybody that does this.
Man, where did everybody park?
That's the problem. They parked all the way
behind the sorority houses, the side of them, across the street.
A lot of them all the way down to my house. Mike, it was
We went to a trunk or treat at our girls' preschool, Point Washington Baptist Church last night. There's probably about 600, 700 people.
But I tell you, that
None of
was,
that going on.
yeah. Now, the one thing that it seemed to me when I rode through there, it seemed like the basketball started earlier than the sororities.
The baseball
So everybody was able to. Did your kids went through the softball?
Well, no. We left at 6:35 from the sorority, the Haunted Hill proper, and then we turned on the Elm Street. And we'd gone on Academy Street. That's when we turned and we saw all the kids out in the outfield at the softball stadium, and my kids said, "Let's go, let's go, let's go."
Yeah.
And Daddy was tired of walking by that point. And,
you said let them go, didn't you?
And finding a parking spot, and there was traffic. No, I said.
Oh, you didn't go.
Well, I didn't. Also, I figured that they might be shutting it down soon too.
I know this. The sorority started later. They all the sorority houses, were open too. So it was a big deal. And you pulled them away. Why?
Well, I did get. I called my little brother. I said, "You need to get a photographer up here." They were putting the paper to bed, and he said, "Dang, we do."
Yeah.
But you didn't have anybody. And I said, "Well," I talked to some KDs, real cute girls, and said, "Y'all can take a picture, can't you, and just email it to my brother?" And I said, "Sure." And so I got them to take a picture of my son, Jack, and my daughter, Maggie, and one of their little friends they saw with some comely sorority girls in front of their sorority sign. And they took the picture, emailed it to them. I think Bobby tells me that picture might make the newspaper.
Well,
Sunday.
good. I hope so. That's great. That's
But I
great.
hope they got a lot more pictures than just the Rice kids.
But you're right. You missed half of it once you. But you went through the sorority houses.
Oh,
is
yeah,
that
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You went to that, and then this softball deal was
I
something.
would say there were about 10, 11, 12 different little. You had hoop throws over pumpkins and knocking down pyramids and sack races and the fishing game.
Well, let me
on
tell
and
you.
on and on.
Did you
Pumpkins
get
cut up everywhere. The sorority girls dressed up. The costumes were the hit for me. I mean, just looking at what these kids wear. Real clean cut, nice, well behaved. Norman Rockwell type.
Exactly.
Image.
And the key was, did y'all get any candy?
Got some candy.
Trick or treat, trick or treat.
And then we do it all again, I guess.
Yeah.
Halloween this year is going to be what, Saturday?
Let me tell you this.
Because Halloween falls on Sunday, I think.
Some people might think we're sticking our nose up at other people, but we get so many trick or treaters on Crow Hill, and we get just people come up there in buses.
I can't believe it.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just ridiculous, But, but it's Halloween and everything, and so we open our doors at Halloween. But for the small kids, we do it on Friday night for our own people in the neighborhood.
Oh.
You know, so for small kids, just for the small kids to enjoy trick or treating without worried about all this other traffic going through there.
Smart.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, they've been doing that for years.
Right. So you read this story about this guy that this is the craziest thing I ever heard. California man married, bought house, pays down student debt by eating Six Flags daily for 7 years. He bought some annual pass that gave 2 free meals a day at Six Flags in California. And this guy has basically paid off his student loans, got married. He's an electrical engineer in Santa Clara, California. And I mean, this is the craziest story I've ever read.
So you get an annual pass and you get free 2 meals every time you go?
Yeah, this is 7 days a week. He did this for 7 years.
Well, I wonder how much the annual pass costs.
Yeah.
It said more like $160.
So for $160, you can get 2 free meals a day for 365 days a year?
Yeah.
Actually, $150 for unlimited year-round access to Six Flags, which includes parking and 2 meals a day.
Now that's a pretty good deal, isn't it?
That is the type of story I like, Michael. That's good.
I mean, my goodness, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of such. Can't believe he didn't miss a day.
Probably pretty good food too.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder what the people around him.
I can't even remember the last time I went to Six Flags in Atlanta. I'm sure people still.
Well,
I have written columns about some things get me fired up, and so I write a little column to vent. And
yeah. Well, listen to this.
Oh wait, one of them is the exploited college athlete, which I say the college athlete is not exploited. But first, let me get this person. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A.
Hey, Bill, Will Matthews. How y'all doing?
Will Matthews, won't you please come home?
Let me finish my point, Will. You might like this. I value your thoughts as always. Talking about the exploited college athlete and people that get free food at Six Flags. Well, think of all the free meals that a college athlete gets over 4 years, Mike.
Yeah.
A football player?
Yeah, you're right. Hey,
every 3 meals, all you can eat, like the old Morrison's cafeteria, for breakfast, lunch, supper, pretty much 7 days a week, 365 days a year if you train in the summer. Well, add up the value of that over 4 years. This is $20,000-$50,000.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I had to say on that.
Move that just a little bit with me. That's good, right there.
Starbucks is raising their minimum pay to $15 an hour.
Whoa.
So, pretty good gig. It's going to go work at Starbucks.
That's sure right. That's pretty good.
That's good for the employees, and
no
they deserve,
about
you know, the minimum wage. I don't really believe in a mandatory minimum wage, but at the same time, it's been $7.25 for like 30 years.
Yeah.
You cannot make a living on $7.25 an hour. So,
right,
but also when they double the salary at the restaurants for their helpers, what are they going to have to do to their menu prices? They're going to have to raise those. So the inflation, which is already really scary, is going to get even worse.
You're on Today in L.A.
Billionaire. I've seen him in interviews.
Mike, the guru of all gurus is on the other line. Will Matthews is here to tell us who he likes this week in college football.
I've got some good ones this week. Last week was awesome. I'm heading to Vegas Saturday morning, so give me some good winners for late Saturday night. Let me tell you, I want to say 2 things before we get started. I'm going to ask this question to y'all, and I bet you can't get it. There were 3 prominent defensive coordinators from Ozark, Alabama College.
Well, Mickey Andrews is one.
That's right.
The other one is that kid.
Jolie Dunn and Charles Kelly. You got it, Jolie Dunn. Jolie passed away a couple.
Yeah, but Joe Lee was not from Ozark. He was from Columbus, Georgia.
He was military.
Oh, he was?
He was born in Ozark.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
but they grew up playing football in Columbus, Georgia.
Right. He went to Chattanooga, and I think he.
Yeah, he's a quarterback. He's a quarterback in college, and of course, the reason I know so much about him is Frank Sadler coached him, and then later on he got a job because Joe Lee said hire Frank Sadler.
That's right.
At Chattanooga. And
Yep.
but I'll tell you this: he was a great coach, and it surprises me. Unless he just let his weight go, that he died.
I don't know any details.
Yeah.
You know, Kelly at Alabama is an interesting story. He was a defensive coordinator at Florida State.
Yeah.
And, you know, you would think that he would have had the chance to be Alabama's defensive coordinator.
Boy, what a man. Good to see you.
But, he's just been a position coach at Alabama. I know everybody thinks Golden should go.
Well,
They
we
got
go,
some experienced coaches on that staff.
Well, that's good trivia about Ozark. Didn't I see, Will, that Alabama honored Wilbur Jackson at a Tennessee game?
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
I saw.
I thought that was E.J. Jr.
Yeah, E.J. Jr., they honored him. I don't know about Wilbur, but they did
I had the
honor
sound down.
E.J.
I thought it might have been.
Yeah. Forrest Lee just walked into to our beautiful surroundings here at Troy Cable, our studio located right here on South Brunning Street. Good to see you, my friend.
How's everything at Pike the Blocks?
How about they got a good? They going to win a state championship in football? He said he thinks so.
All right, well, Will, you're going to start with Troy, Coastal Carolina on your picks tonight?
Yes, that's one of them.
Okay, all right, we're ready. Here we go. I'm writing them down.
It's one of my best ones. Troy plus 19. I think that's one of the best bets on the sheet this week.
Well, it's down to 17.
Well, people are listening to me. I think I let them out last night.
All right.
Picking them up.
Okay.
That's one of them.
Okay, I like that.
All right, Vandy plus 16 against Missouri.
Vandy.
I like that.
Watson Brown. Hey, listen. Pardon me here. Watson Brown is not playing for Vanderbilt. Last time Vanderbilt saw Alabama was Watson Brown.
Will, how can you go that way after Mississippi State? You took them against Mississippi State, and they just got blown up.
I'm taking them again, I think.
How many points do you get?
I think Missouri is terrible.
16, I think.
15 points?
16, I think.
16?
16.
All right, I got you.
Yeah, Missouri is terrible.
I think that they might line up that way. That's good.
Georgia minus 14. I think it'll be a bunch more than that.
Ooh.
Georgia minus 14. You know, I've been listening to a lot of sport talk lately, and some people think that Florida's going to surprise them, but I don't.
No.
But I don't think Georgia has a great offense. I think they're better on defense.
Me either.
Next one is Ole Miss plus 2.5 against Auburn.
Oh boy! Oh boy! You talking about Auburn? The Auburn Tigers?
Auburn Tigers are going down fast.
No way! No way! You hear all of that going on in the background? Will Auburn?
Yeah.
They're ready to go. Here comes the Tigers. They're ready to go.
All right. Next, Kentucky minus 1.5 at Mississippi State.
Kentucky minus 1.5.
I like that game.
Yeah.
All right, say it again.
This is one you're going to laugh at, but I think this is a good one. It's Cincinnati minus 25 against Tulane. I think they're going to shred them.
Yeah, they will. They will. Tulane.
What happened to Tulane? They were doing pretty good early in the year.
They just can't stop anybody. They can't. But that over/under, what did you say it was?
Well, the line is 25.
Yeah, okay.
Line's 25. I don't know about those.
All right, I got you. Got Ole Miss, and you got Kentucky minus 1.5.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You got Cincinnati minus 25.
Kentucky will be a later game. That game's going to be, I think, around 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one I like is Iowa plus 4 against Wisconsin.
I like that.
All right.
Iowa's going to bounce back.
Minus 4. Okay.
They've also had a week off.
Yep.
Yeah. The next one's Texas plus 3 against Baylor.
Texas plus 3.
I like that too. Dang, Will, you're going to have your best week ever.
You know, you're right. I think this is a good one because nobody's really challenged Baylor much. I don't know why.
All right, the next one one is Miami plus 12 against Pittsburgh. I like Miami in that game.
You think Miami's going to put it
Plus
together
12.
late in the year?
Yeah.
Miami
The
plus
last one is
12.
Oklahoma minus 20 against Texas Tech.
Whoa, brother. Whoa, brother. Texas Tech playing pretty good.
They fired their coach.
Fired their coach.
All right. What is that line now?
20.
All right. Got to give 20.
What did Bud Casey say about Lubbock, Texas?
You gotta wanna go to Lubbock.
What was that Miami line?
All right. What was the last
12.
one? Are you taking Miami minus 12?
Well, let's ask Forrest Lee, what's your pick of the week? Have you looked at the spreads? You don't do that?
Right.
I like Troy. I really like Troy this week.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a good.
Well,
one.
as we were talking before you got on the phone, Will, the weather forecast says very likely thunderstorms. So we don't know how that'll affect the game.
What about this late night Vegas, Will? When I'm want to triple what I've already won. Virginia travels to BYU. Virginia 6-2. BYU 6-2 at Provo. They're a 3-point favorite. Who do you like in that game?
I'll tell you who I like. I love Virginia. Virginia can score on anybody in the country.
Rocco Mendenhall, the former BYU coach, is now at Virginia, and he'll be going back to play at Provo for the first time.
Yeah. Whoa, what's that line, Mike?
3, BYU.
Oh, man.
BYU's favored by 3.
Y'all, are you getting plus or minus?
You get Virginia plus 3.
Oh, brother. Let me tell you, Virginia can score. I mean, and really score.
We're going out there into...
yeah, you're right. But I still like Virginia.
Might be snowing out there.
You're right. I do like Virginia.
No, don't listen to your daddy. Listen to your daddy's sidekick. Listen to Bill Rice Jr. Take BYU.
Oh, Rocky Top, you'll always
Another
be.
Another great game later will be San Diego State 7-0 against Fresno State 6-2. San Diego State is a 1-point favorite at home.
Yeah, that'll tell you something there, won't it?
Fresno's got a good team, man.
And, of course, San Diego State beat Air Force, knocking them out of being undefeated last week. But those, all right, let's go back over these, Will. All right,
I'm surprised Will didn't jump on that North Carolina Notre Dame game. Notre Dame's only a 4-point favorite at home against North Carolina, who's 4-3.
And North Carolina, you don't know who's going to show up, but you get them. You get a -4. You get them +4. And Notre Dame, you're right. They need this to have a good season.
Somebody told me FSU is only getting like 9 in Clemson.
They've won the last 3 or 4 games, haven't they? Florida State's won the last 3 or 4 games.
The game of the day is probably going to be SMU 7-0 at Houston. That's going to be
a great game. What do you got on that?
Houston's only a 1-point favorite, over under 62.5.
The game of the day is Auburn Ole Miss. It's the one
I like it too. But Ole Miss is just is given 1 point against SMU.
That's Houston.
Houston is.
Houston, excuse me, I'm sorry. Houston's getting 1 point.
Right.
All right.
Other than that, there's not many other games for them to mention.
All right, let's go over these for him. Troy plus 19 against Coastal.
No, that line's down to 17, but everybody's going to buy that half a point, so I'm going to call it 17.5.
Yeah. Vanderbilt plus 16, and you probably Georgia minus the 14, and so against Florida. Ole Miss is what is that Ole Miss line against Auburn? 2.5.
Yeah.
2.5 there. Auburn is getting 2.5 at home. How many times do you see that unless they're playing Alabama?
No, that's getting 2.5.
Unless they're playing Alabama, you won't see.
No, you're saying Auburn's favored. Ole Miss.
Auburn's favorite.
Oh, I'm
so
sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, Auburn's plus is minus the 2.5. Okay, finish that up, Rice.
Kentucky.
Minus 1.5.
Minus 1.5. Clemson. Who's I can't read your handwriting.
Cincinnati
minus 25. over Tulane. Used to be an SEC team. Did y'all know that?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Iowa bouncing back after their debacle against Purdue, -4 over Whiskey, as Mike calls them.
Yeah, that's right.
Texas +3 over the Baylor Bears. And then we've got Miami Hurricanes
getting 12 points.
+12 against somebody. And then somebody else -12 against somebody.
That is Miami again. All right.
So take somebody over somebody.
Who's Miami
12.
playing, y'all?
Pittsburgh.
Okay, I said, boy, that's going to be a
Yeah, Pittsburgh is leading the ACC. Their only loss is to Western Michigan.
I'm happy to see Pittsburgh back on the college football radar.
Will, did I miss any?
You tell how poor that crowd was, though? That was a bad crowd. I mean, that stadium had so many empty seats for them to be playing Clemson.
Yeah.
You mean Pittsburgh and Clemson didn't sell out?
No, not even close.
You know, that's the same when you watch a Miami game. I'm always surprised when I see a Miami game at home and it's about half full stadium.
All right, did I miss one?
I'll say this. I don't know if it'll be an upset, but I like this line a lot, too. West Virginia just came off beating TCU on the road. Neil Brown's going to try to get to a bowl game. Iowa State just had a huge emotional win against Oklahoma State where they won at the last play of the game. Iowa State travels to West Virginia. Iowa State's a 7-point favorite at West Virginia.
Man.
I would buy the half and take West Virginia +7.5. I think it's going to be a really close game.
Well, you're going out to Vegas. You can do it.
You're right.
Well, I won't be there in time for that one.
I know.
Yeah. But that's
so here's what. So you want to make a $100 bet? You got to give them $110. That's the juice. And then if
That's
you
right. You got to pay up front the sports book. So they're going to get your money, and then you hopefully win.
But if you win, they'll give you your money back and plus what you won.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let me tell you this. One of the hottest teams in college football right now is Virginia. Virginia will beat BYU. They just got so they're a real good offensive football team, and BYU is not a real good offensive football team.
Well, they were doing better.
They got to get that quarterback. BYU is pretty good. They're good athlete.
Yeah, but that's just sort of who I like there. I tell you what, I like whoever Terry Bowden's playing. And ladies and gentlemen, the hottest coach in college football today is Terry Bowden. That's the former Auburn coach. That's coached Louisiana Monroe. Everybody just threw the towel in on Louisiana Monroe, but buddy, he has gone. I think he's won 3 straight, hasn't he? He beat Troy. He beat Troy. He beat Liberty, and he beat last week. He beat South Alabama.
And he also beat Deion Sanders' team, so he's got 4 wins.
That's right.
Well, they're having a parade in Monroe, Louisiana.
And you know what? Deion Sanders' his teams, he's having a good year, a very good year. Did you know that? I think they've just lost 1 game, maybe 2.
Well, I've heard his name mentioned for the Florida State job if the Florida State keeps going south.
Wouldn't that be something? Oh, but
Old Dominion officially joined the Sun Belt yesterday, so now you're just waiting on. James Madison, I guess, will join this week, and then I guess Marshall will join this week.
That's a key. Marshall is a real key. Marshall could enhance more teams going into the Conference USA. USA needs to hold on to Marshall.
Yes, you're right.
And then they could go
Daddy, are you saying you like La Monroe +28 against App State at App State?
You know what? You know what?
Take App State.
That's 28 points. Heck yeah, I'd take them 28 points. I think that's way high. This team's playing with a lot of confidence.
You know, something I never heard of follow-up, which our reporters never do follow-up, but Rich Rodriguez is the offensive coordinator of La Monroe. His son was the quarterback. Well, he got hurt against Troy and went to the hospital for some mysterious reason. They said a chest injury and collapsed lungs. I've never heard. I guess he's out for the season.
Mike,
he hadn't played
up.
again. So they're winning all these games with some young quarterback that's not Coach Rodriguez's son.
That's right. Mike, check on that.
A freshman.
They do.
Well, they probably beat LSU.
I tell you though, it's amazing. He and Coach Rodriguez, of course, coached major college football too. He's been a successful coach. Where was his most successful job?
West Virginia.
At West Virginia. How long was he there, Mike?
Yeah, he was one game away from winning the national championship. Pittsburgh upset him. I watched that game.
He was about 10 minutes away from becoming the coach at the University of Alabama.
That's right. And his wife, from what I heard, I just heard this say that his wife talked him out of going.
Well, no, she was listening to Bomb Bomb.
Oh, right.
Bomb Bomb making fun of her husband and making fun of where they were from.
Did she? Oh, no.
It was one of those things.
Oh, man, I didn't know.
Well, we need to thank Coach Paul Feinbaum a thank you letter.
That's right, or you had never seen Nick Saban on your staff.
Right. I mean, they wanted Nick Saban first, but then Saban originally said, no, I'm not going.
How much money would Alabama have saved?
Think how much money, think of the whole university, the size of the student body is almost doubled. Yeah. This is called What Might Have Been. It's a fun game to play. And what might have been if Rich Rod's wife had not talked him out of coming to Alabama.
Will, another something that I think Mike mentioned, Notre Dame giving the 4 points at home to North Carolina. North Carolina is a wishy-washy team. In fact, they don't play very well on the road. They're real good at home, but they don't play that well on the road. I think Notre Dame beats them. I think Notre Dame's going to beat North Carolina.
Can I tell you another one? The rest of the stories, as I just said, I like the rest of the stories. I read Mal Moore's book. Before he died, he pretty much finished it. Somebody went ahead and finished it for him, his memoirs. But he told the story of how Nick Saban came to Alabama. And
he did it. You're right. He knows all of it.
He said what really happened is Coach Saban, as we all know, has his lake house over in North Georgia.
That's right.
Well, Mal Moore has a nephew that is some kind of contractor. Mal Moore's nephew was hired to do some work on Saban's lake house.
Now we know the rest of the story.
So he's talking to Saban's making small talk with a guy working on his house, and he said, my uncle is Mal Moore, who's the athletic director at Alabama. And Saban said, And he said he told the nephew, he said, well, I'll tell you what, if you tell your uncle that if I ever want to go back to college football, I want to go coach at Alabama. So the nephew went back and told his uncle, and that's how he went after Nick Saban.
In his first year, he didn't win but 5 games. Isn't that right?
Saban?
7 games.
7 games? Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 6-6 in the Who did they lose to?
Monroe.
Monroe.
Alabama running back was selling cocaine in the parking lot and got arrested, I think, the week after that game.
Yeah. Well, let's don't get into that right now. Hey, Forrest, always good to see you.
Come back tomorrow morning.
Tuscaloosa was police.
He did a homecoming out there?
The guy for that.
No, Parkland already had their homecoming.
They already had the homecoming? Oh, yeah, big. They'd love to get a hold of them if they can.
Monroe Academy, they wear the orange.
Forrest leads in our studios. Always good to see Forrest.
All it says on Rich Rodriguez's son, Red Rodriguez, was taken to a nearby hospital with a collapsed lung and severe trauma to his upper chest, was put on a ventilator.
Oh, boy.
According to multiple reports, it's believed that the injury occurred early in the game as possible on the first play.
But he came back and played a very good game.
Rich Rodriguez released a statement that he was out of the hospital and back home recovering, and it said the injury could take as much as several weeks to even months to recover.
Oh, yeah. So he's gone. Yeah. But whoever they got to replace him has done a great job. Do you know the name of the quarterback?
It's weird that he got hurt allegedly on the first play of the game and then played the whole game, and then it was after the game where he was having chest pains and they rushed him to the hospital. Well, the most important thing is he's fine.
I want to mention Bill Jackson Chevrolet, Bill Jackson Ford right here on the bypass in Troy. We got a lot of great deals going on those F-150 pickup trucks, and they've got a great showroom and of course a good selection of Ford cars and Chevrolet cars and trucks. I want to mention also our good friends at Piggly Wiggly and we appreciate them. Boy, I tell you what, you can still buy a good steak at Piggly Wiggly, and their produce doesn't play second to anybody. It's delicious. But also want to mention Troy Bank and Trust Company. Remember, Troy Bank and Trust Company is the only bank you'll ever need. We'll be back. It's 8 o'clock sharp.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Piggly Wiggly's local butchers are on site at both stores and will help you select the best cuts of meat and trim them to your liking. Our USDA choice beef is the most consistently tender, juicy, and flavorful beef you can buy, all at cost plus 10%.
Welcome to ESPN College Football.
This is going to be wild. Run it.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
At cost plus 10%, we offer your favorite brands at the best price. At Piggly Wiggly, we keep it simple. We price our products at cost, then add 10% at checkout. We carry all your favorite name brand foods, and we accept manufacturer coupons. Find us on Facebook and see our weekly specials.
Get ready to save, used car buyers. It's the one and only Repo Joe sale. Premier's inventory is packed with trade-ins, auction purchases, lease terminations, and of course, repos. All you pay is $27 down. Some are just $89 a month. The Repo Joe sale at Premier Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Welcome to ESPN College Football.
This is going to be wild. Run it.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
You'll have nothing but fun at the National Peanut Festival, November 5th through the 14th. See clowns, magicians, the tourist circus, along with amazing midway rides. For you animal lovers, we have racing pigs, the Sea Lion Splash Show, and livestock exhibits. Don't miss our concerts, including Randy Houser, Gabby Barrett, and Parmalee. All brought to you by these great sponsors. Visit nationalpeanutfestival.com for details.
Struggling. The Dolphins are awful.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen.
Repeat that again, Michael. Everybody will be interested in this.
But Tua Tagovailoa, the former Alabama great quarterback, has come out and said, "I don't feel wanted by the Dolphins." Be interesting to see if he ends up getting traded at the trade deadline. A lot of people keep on talking about that.
You know, and he's getting a raw deal. He ain't playing as bad as people are saying he's playing. Plus, he was hurt for 3 weeks, but his stats aren't that bad. And last week he had a really good game and should have won the game. His defense couldn't stop the other team.
Somebody call in and give us a report on Brandley High School.
He brought them all the way back to win the game. I think you're right. The defense gave up a drive to the Falcons. They kicked the shot field goal and won the game.
Well, I think he threw for 290 yards and couple touchdowns and ran some good. So he's not. I've watched him with some, and he's really hadn't hit it like he did at Alabama. But he's definitely not playing bad.
Who is the number one choice behind him that they're trying to get?
They're trying to get Deshaun Watson, but Deshaun Watson's got all kinds of.
No, there's somebody else. Who is?
All these issues. They're trying to make a trade with the Texans for Deshaun Watson.
There's somebody else that's Miami's trying to get.
It's been Deshaun Watson the whole time they've been talking about.
I was listening yesterday, and they were talking about who is it that's out there.
They need to hang with Tua, and then maybe Tua does need a fresh start.
Great news yesterday, though. Mark Ingram got traded from the Houston Texans back to the New Orleans Saints, so he'll be back playing with Alvin Kamara. You know, Mark Ingram. 88 yards away from being the all-time leading rusher in New Orleans Saints history, so that's great. He'll probably get that.
I did not know that. Of course, he was a Heisman Trophy winner at Alabama. but he has not been flashy at all. I don't think.
But he's had a good career though, a decent career.
Oh, he's rushed for almost 8,000 yards.
Isn't that amazing? But it just doesn't jump out at you. I don't know why.
He's never really run for. I think he might have one season that he ran for over 1,000 yards.
He's been to the Pro Bowls twice, though.
Yeah,
it's been a good career. I mean, anytime you're a running back and he's been playing for about 10 years, that's awesome.
Well, I'll never forget, I went to a scrimmage. Me and Neil Green, the sheriff, went to it. Neil got me in there his freshman year. And you could just tell that, he was just something different about that kid.
Huh. You could see it right away.
Just watching him in scrimmage, the way he could cut and his vision, it was just incredible.
Who is that, Tua?
No,
Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram, okay.
Yeah, that was a great recruiting class, but I remember in the very first game, Alabama beat Clemson or something, or West Virginia, one of those Atlanta games, and Ingram played right away. He was the number 2 running back, and I saw the same thing, that, boy, this guy is really, he gets upfield so fast.
Want to mention, of course, again, we've got the big high school games coming up. One of them locally that between the 1A number 1 team, Brantley, going up against Charles Henderson High School, 5A school. Not having a great year, but have ended the season winning 2 out of the last 3 ball games. So I think, Rice, you've seen them and I've seen them. The Charles Henderson's got a lot of talent. I don't know if it's enough to beat Brantley, because Brantley is a team. Of course, they are without their great quarterback, and I call it great. Evidently, he's real great. Troy's got a commitment from him already. That's Tucker. That's Tucker Kilcrease, and I would have really loved to have seen this game with Kilcrease at quarterback, because you could tell what kind of quarterback Troy was getting.
As much as we've talked about him here, I've never seen him really watch him play. And I know Troy Cable's had a lot of their games, but the legend of Tucker Kilcrease is and then I think he might be even a better baseball player.
Yeah. Well, I want you to know that the game will be on Channel 2 or 17. I'm not sure, but one of those channels live
I'll be watching
from Brantley, and so you can watch that game from Brantley High School on Troy Cable. And that starts around 6, right at 7 o'clock. And
well, look what we got to look forward to. We got a huge game tonight with Troy Trojans University. And Auburn Ole Miss is a huge game, buddy.
Yes, sir.
We haven't talked about it enough. Then we got, who else do we have?
Well, we got
Charles Henderson, Brantley.
Well, we got Pike Liberal, and their game, I think, will be televised. Is that right, Steve? All right, that's it. Pike Liberal will be televised against Monroe. Who again?
Charles Henderson and Brantley is on Channel 2.
Channel 2.
And Pike and Monroe is on Channel 17.
So you can't beat that. You see both those games, flip back and forth, and enjoy those games. And good luck to both of them. Both teams are going to be a great game.
I think both games are also on the radio on WTVF.
Yeah, our broadcast. I wouldn't doubt if the Brantley Brantley Charles Henderson game might be on radio too.
Yeah, I heard Chip and Cott on their radio show talking about it. It is going to be.
So what you can do, you can listen to the radio and watch. So pretty much.
On the Ralph Black Coaches Connection.
That's right, and of course the great Ralph Black. We miss old Ralph, and you know quality when you see it. And Ralph Black was a quality broadcaster.
He was one of the best.
Well, of course.
I was reading an article about Reuben Foster, the former Alabama grade linebacker. He's been out of football now since 2018, and the New York Jets are devastated with linebacker issues. Apparently, they gave him a workout back in September, but if they're saying, Rice, this is hard to believe, that he still is not 100% from his knee injury. That must have been a devastating knee injury for Reuben Foster, not to be able to get back on with the NFL team. I mean, it looks like his career is probably over.
Yeah,
of course, he had a lot of off-the-field issues he brought on himself.
Well, it's him, and then the other one that's almost had incredible talent was no Rolando McClain.
Yeah.
Just bloop.
Oh, yeah.
And whatever happened to Evans, Mike? He's still playing.
Evans great this weekend. Had 5 tackles knocked over an interception. I watched him.
So half this battle in the NFL is what kind of character you have and keeping your nose clean and the maturity you have, and it's not all talent. Because Foster and McLean have more talent than a lot of these guys, and they were.
Yeah, Foster made all rookie team his rookie season too. So I mean, he started out great.
Okay.
You're talking about millions of dollars too. That's what's so crazy is these kids have an opportunity for a lifetime. Okay.
Coach, go ahead if you need to go. Troy.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Sure.
Troy versus Coastal Carolina tonight. Troy 4-3, Coastal Carolina 6-1, and ranked. Where in the polls, Mike?
24th
in the top, and that's out of 130 teams. So that's pretty good, isn't it?
Didn't Troy once ranked number 24 in the poll? And lasted all of 6 days.
Yeah. That's when they got beat by South Alabama.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. I walked out that stadium that night shocked. That's after they'd beaten LSU.
Yeah. But that game, again, is kickoff at 6:30 on ESPN2, so we're looking forward to that. I'll try to get...
Troy had a place kicker that night that missed 4 field goals against South Alabama.
Oh, man.
I was at that game, too. That was deflating.
Yeah.
Sometimes
it was actually the kicker Troy had last year, Legassi.
Sometimes you can just sense it in the air that, you're like you said, you're flat, or there's no... It's just strange. There's something in the air that you're not going to get 100. Your A game, as Tiger Woods used to call it, getting your C and D game.
Louisiana Lafayette is second as far as AC Bowden.
All right, now we're going to trick or treat on Saturday. Is that right? Trick or treat on Saturday?
I want to know. I think the 31st, which is Halloween, normally is on Sunday, and they don't trick or treat on Sunday.
Yeah,
so I'm just
it.
assuming. But you know what they say about assuming?
I know
it's on Saturday.
But it's sad.
Which actually makes me. I'm thinking.
Call 333.
I'm going to have a lot of kids pounding on my door when I'm trying to watch Auburn Ole Miss, Mike.
All right. What is our telephone number for different services? Is it 313 or what is it, Mike?
Oh yeah, that City of Troy number.
What is City of Troy's number?
Mike, Steve might be able to find out. Is trick or treat Saturday night? I'm pretty sure it is. It ain't gonna do it on Sunday.
We need to know though.
The kids know. The kids already know.
What is that number?
I don't.
311. Dial 311. Put Michael on hold.
All right.
You're going on hold, Mike, and then we're gonna dial 311. All right. Let's see what we got. We're trying to dial 311 to find out a lot of information.
Ask him who's going to win the Troy Coastal game.
I'm Troy Cable.
How you doing? Troy Cable.
This is Candace.
We don't need Troy Cable. We want.
All right. All right. We're hanging up. Goodbye.
Thank
See
you.
you. Thank you. Sorry.
All right. Let's do it again, so we can get that information.
All right. We're going to try again. All right. What?
311.
311. That's what I just did. We're going to get Candace
Let's
again.
get it again. Why are we getting it, Steve? Let's see. We need to get an outside number after, right? You're right. That.
Maybe they haven't got there yet.
No, it's after 8.
Must be if I.
we'll leave it at that. Of course, normally to find out information like that.
Oh, so we're not doing it Saturday night, it'll be Sunday night?
That's right, on Halloween, that's what I was told.
Okay, thank you very much, we're just letting the people know.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
What does it say?
Sunday night.
Sunday night. That's right. Sunday night. I'm sure there might be some out there on Saturday hoping, but Sunday night.
Saturday, but everywhere else is doing.
I would think the city of Troy, if we could pick them up, could give us some answers. I think it's important.
Well, I just called.
Okay.
Yeah, they said Sunday night.
All right, Sunday night. Sunday night trick or treat. So y'all be ready. And I don't know what else.
What are y'all gonna do it for your early birds on Crow Hill? You better find out.
I know. They do their own deal, and they send out letters and all that.
Y'all have a little neighborhood association?
Only if your light is on at your house will you take part in it.
Yeah.
If you have your lights on, you're taking part.
I hope everybody knows that. And if you got your lights on, come knock on the door. If you don't, leave them alone.
Leave them alone. Well, where yours are going to be? They're going to be out trick-or-treating, aren't they?
You know, but sometimes they go with friends, and they go to the friends' neighborhood. So I don't know. Rice
has very young children. So does my son Mike. It's amazing that y'all have such young children.
Here's what they've got. Jack is a police officer. He's got a little police uniform, hat and badge.
That's good.
And then Maggie is a little diner waitress from the 50s with a little petticoat skirt and scarf.
Yeah, that's
like
cute.
Grease or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's cute. Of course, Mike Amos, are you off now? I think Mike dropped off, but of course we're looking forward to a huge football game tonight. A lot of people gather in different households to watch a game like this, and I was told that the third or fourth floor at the university, there was going to be a group that's going to watch the game over there.
Well, I think there's no World Series competition either.
I know, that'd be good.
There's another game that this American Athletic Conference has, but this is not really a good game. So Troy should be about the best sporting event on TV tonight.
And also, you're right, we're not saying enough about Auburn and Ole Miss. That's going to be a super game between two great quarterbacks. Don't you agree?
Well, I know Corral's a great quarterback.
I
know that Bo Nix on any given Saturday can be a great quarterback.
I would be scared to death to play a team that was quarterbacked by, there you go, let's see what we got.
Hey, you back?
Yeah, I was going to mention a great pro game tonight. The Cardinals were 7-0 against the Green Bay Packers 6-1. That game will be tonight as well.
What time does that game start, Mike? What time does that game start?
7:20 on Fox.
That's going to mess up our TV coverage a little bit.
Well, that's take back what I just said about Troy being the only game.
A lot of people.
But you say it comes on at 7:20 Central Time?
Yeah, you also have East Carolina against South Florida on ESPN, which is a horrible game.
Well, for an hour and 20 minutes, Troy will be the only game.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see that the Cardinals apparently lost J.J. Watt, their best defensive players, off for the year. He's going to have a shoulder surgery. So,
all right, now one of them plays for the Cardinals, and is that his brother that plays for the other team?
Well, no, the brother plays for the Steelers.
All right.
Player of the year last year.
Now, which one was the great defensive lineman?
J.J. Watt was the great one with the Texans, but he got traded to Arizona in the offseason.
All right, does he have a brother?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his brother was player of the year for Pittsburgh.
I know, that's what I was saying. Both of them are good. Who's the best player?
Now it's the younger brother.
The younger brother, I think. They're both Wisconsin guys.
Yeah,
and also, don't we have two of these Bosley kids from Ohio State that are in the NFL?
That's a good question. I didn't know.
They have what now?
Two of these defensive linemen from Ohio State are brothers that were high picks too. I think their last name is Bosa.
Oh yeah, the Bosa brothers.
Yeah.
Are they doing good in the NFL?
Yeah, they're good pass rushers.
Yeah. Mike, I want y'all, both of you, to give me a little, this weekend you have the big rival weekend. Most of the time they play in the big rivals. And, of course, Fresno and San Diego State, quickly, what do y'all like there?
I don't know.
Stanford and Washington.
I like Fresno just for the fact they went on the road and they beat UCLA at UCLA. I think they can beat San Diego State. Fresno's got a great quarterback.
Who does?
Fresno's got a great quarterback.
Yeah, I got you. All right, Washington and Stanford, that's always a big rival game. And
I can't figure out either.
Both of them are 3-4. Virginia at BYU, both of those teams are 6-2. And like I told you, I like Virginia.
BYU at home is very tough, though, man. That's going to be a hard game for Virginia to win.
I agree.
Now, let me ask you this, Michael, going back to your big Vegas trip. What casino would you go to? Have you done it?
I mean, I'm comped everywhere MGM. This would be my 8th trip to Vegas.
You're comped everywhere.
I'm comped everywhere MGM owns. MGM owns Bellagio, MGM Grand. I'm staying at the Park MGM. But actually, at the Park MGM, across the street is T-Mobile Arena, but they also have an Italy, which is an Italian market that's attached to it, all these restaurants as well. But we're going to a Bobby Flay restaurant.
Bobby what?
Saturday night.
Bobby what?
Bobby Flay. He's this real popular chef.
Yeah, that's cool. Awesome.
And we're going to go see Sting.
Oh, man.
Sting's about 64 years old.
Sting is awesome, though. Have you been listening to your Sting music so you'll appreciate it more?
Yeah. We've been listening to a little bit of it. Last time we saw Van Morrison, it was incredible. But Lady Gaga played in our hotel, playing piano and jazz.
Oh, boy.
Tickets to that. Her voice is pretty amazing. But the Raiders are not playing, so but a Halloween weekend, there's so many events and so many different concerts.
Are you gonna be there for Halloween too? When are you getting it? When are you flying out?
Yeah, we'll be there Saturday morning. We're flying out of Birmingham nonstop at 11 o'clock, and we'll be in Vegas at 1 o'clock Vegas time.
That's a beautiful view from the
sky. How long when are you coming back?
I'll be back Tuesday night.
You can make some bets on the NFL then.
Yeah, you're gonna have a good time.
Trust me, 3 nights in Vegas is more than enough. You don't need more than 3.
I agree, but it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I've been there and done that, and
I've never been there. I mean,
I've seen a lot of good entertainment over the years. But Mike,
I went to Jay Leno one night. Did stand up with Johnny Williams, and that was pretty entertaining. To see Jay Leno, I was surprised how good he was at stand up.
No question. Mike, tell a lot of people don't realize what you mean by comp.
Well, that means I get free hotel rooms.
Okay, and why do you get free hotel rooms? Because at one time
I guess because at one time I lost enough money to get it.
You're right. They don't send it to people that.
Well, I want to say Vegas is one of those unique places. There's so much competition. There's so many casinos. You tend to get a lot more free stuff there than you do in Biloxi and other places.
Well, you're right. There's so much competition. There's so many
So here's
offers.
the basic principle. Say they give you a $600 worth of hotel rooms. That's all right if you lose $1,000 gambling, right? They've made $400.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, you've got to show your card, though. So when you sit down at the table games, you sit down at the slot machines, you got to put your card in there. The more you play, the more free stuff you get. Usually away for casino.
Well, what do you play besides? You're going to make some football bets, which I would do too.
I play a lot of blackjack. I play a lot of $5-10 slots. I play roulette a lot.
Right.
I love to just go pick up black, red, odd, even.
That's the closest thing.
Roulette's really the best game you can play.
That's why I was saying the closest thing to getting 50%. 50-50. That's pretty good odds.
But I mean, if they hit 0-0-0, nobody wins.
I know it.
Gets cleared.
But my buddy
and my lawyer John Reeves, he's a big 3-card poker player, and I used to play 3-card.
All right, let's don't get so personal with them. So let's get off this subject.
They say if you know the rules of blackjack, which I know most of them, we played a ton in college. You've got pretty good odds of beating the house in blackjack if you know when to split and double down and take a hit and hold.
Yeah. Let's go back.
I'll tell you the best thing about Vegas, though, is just all the people and the people watching in the restaurants and shows.
And the shows.
My wife could care less about playing anything, but she
That's
loves
right.
the shows and loves the restaurants.
You're right.
Aren't the casinos themselves like little theme parks?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like in the restaurant, I mean, in the hotel we're in, there's like 4 5-star restaurants, and then there's all kinds of different other things just to do in that one casino. But the fun thing to do is bounce around from casino to casino.
Yeah. Okay, let's get off this subject right now. And of course,
why does it matter? I'm talking about a trip going to Vegas.
Well, do you want to? I tell you what, you and Rice take it the rest of the day. I don't want any more of this. I want to talk football. I want to talk local football and get ready for the game tonight instead of this right here. So you've got the message across on all of that. Of course, we've got Atlanta now. They've evened it up in the baseball, Mike. How does Atlanta look? Who would you think?
Well, they're not looking great. Max Fried, their starter, didn't go enough innings last night. Charlie Martin, their starter from the first game when they won, broke his fibula because he got hit by a line drive at 100 miles an hour. So
that was tough.
Pitching trouble. Astros bats came alive last night. I would lean towards the Astros winning it. The Braves would have to win 3 in a row at home to win the World Series. But if it goes back to Houston, I think it's going to be pretty tough.
All right, so they go back to Atlanta for 2 games. Is that right?
Yeah, they go back to Atlanta for 3.
Well, I think that would be an advantage to Atlanta, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the way it works in a 7-game series, the home team has the first 2, the road team has the next 3, and then if it goes to 7, the home team has the last 2.
And see, I always figure that the home team will win the first game. And
who is televising the World Series?
Fox. You have Joe Buck, and then you have John Smoltz, the former Braves pitcher, is the other guy.
Yeah.
Does Smoltz do a good job? I bet he does.
Yeah, he does a really good job. Smoltz tries to play on the senior PGA Tour every once in a while too, but he likes to play golf a lot.
You know, I was watching I was reading the local paper before we got started this morning, and they were talking more about Don and Sutton, and he won 324 games, and he's a Hall of Famer, and Ron, his brother, is at every Troy University game and just is laid back and quite a gentleman. And I get to talk about Don Sutton a lot when I see him. And it was just amazing some of the stats that Don Sutton had in baseball. I want you to hear this.
Okay.
Sutton was in the pros for 23 years.
Wow, that's
and of course, he played for several, the Dodgers, the Astros, the Brewers, the Angels, and let's see, I think there's one more. But he played 18 with the Dodgers. But he struck out he struck out, listen to this, 3,574 batters. 3,574 batters he struck out. And he won 324 games. He never missed what they call the rotation. He never missed a rotation until he left the Dodgers, and then didn't lose but 2 then. He had double digit wins 21 out of 23 years, and he struck out. Listen, it struck out over 100 batters in all 21 games but years he played. And what he did,
he won 324, but he lost 256.
Well, that's pretty good though. Still, all right.
Isn't that crazy though that you can win 324 games and lose 256?
And I'll tell you,
that is a lot of stars.
I will tell you this too. He pitched 5 one-hitters. He did not pitch a no-hitter in the major leagues. He pitched 5 one-hitters, and he pitched in 4 World Series games. So that was the scope on it.
All right, Dad, we got a minute left. What's your Troy score tonight?
All right, my Troy score is 38-28.
Whose way?
Probably Coastal, yeah.
I'm going to say Coastal 31, Troy 17.
But I'm going to be really pulling for Troy.
That's crazy, right? I was going to be 31-20.
All right, it's going to be a good game.
Boy, I hope I'm wrong. I think Troy can beat them.
Yeah. This is a great opportunity for Troy, and let's get behind them. And we've got a great schedule to come with Troy football. So get used to it tonight and learn those Troy guys, and let's be with them all the rest of the season. We need a signature
win, a big win in the Chip Lindsey era.
This will be a signature win. You're right. Have a great day. We'll see you tonight, and hopefully after a Trojan victory.